everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome as we continue to take a look through the Dice Tower library and the games that are in it. Today we're taking a look at Shelf 10. Shelf 10 is very much a themed shelf in the sense that these are easy games to jump in and play against. These are, like some people call them, gateway games, family games, whatever. This is the kind of games that you're going to find on this shelf. So we start over here with the Century games. Now, I have a lot of Century games. Probably this can be reduced, and at some point it will be, because we have Century Golem Edition, and then we have Century Golem Edition and Endless World. And then the Century New World, Spice Road, Eastern Wonders, and then I have all three games of Century combined if you want to play them together. Probably don't need 6 different boxes. It will probably eventually go down to 3. We'll see what happens. Over here we have Pandemic. So Pandemic, we start with Pandemic the Cure, the dice version. Then Base Pandemic, Pandemic Rising Tide, Fall of Rome, Iberia, Rapid Response, Cthulhu, World of Warcraft, Star Wars, and then Fate of the Fellowship, which is a different size box than the rest and is not really that pandemic-y. I think they get less pandemic-y as you go along. But if you're looking for Pandemic, they're all there. Now, this is on the quote-unquote, family game shelf, although it could be easy to argue that many of those later Pandemic games are not family games at all, pretty involved. Fairy Tale Inn is a funky Connect 4 style game for 2 players. That's a lot of fun. Then let's jump down here. Well, if you're going to have Pandemic on the shelf, you need your Forbidden Trilogy, Forbidden Island, Forbidden Jungle, Forbidden Desert. Forbidden Skies doesn't exist. And Sagrada. Sagrada is a game that was extremely popular, not as popular today, but that's how all games work. Next to that, we have Reef, which came out the same year as the games next to it, Azul. But Reef is a really fantastic, chunky tile-laying game that I like a lot. Then we have 5 Azuls, regular Azul, and the one on the end here, Master Chocolatier, is basically the same thing, just with a chocolate theme. Then the sequel, Stained Glass of Sintra, then Summer Pavilion, and Queen's Garden, the redheaded stepchild, I suppose, of the series. Then we have Carcassones. Now, honestly, Carcassones, I have been fairly restrained here. We have regular Carcassonne, Hunters and Gatherers. We have the Mists over Carcassonne. That's the cooperative one. Carcassonne Safari and Carcassonne Star Wars, which is there for the fun of it. But we could have a lot more Carcassones in the library, but I don't know that they would get played that much. Moving down here, Daybreak, more cooperative game stuff on the end. Next to Come Sail Away from Sashi and Sashi. Flashpoint Fire Rescue. So if you've never played this game, and you might not have because it's been out for a while, this is kind of like a firefighter version of Pandemic. A little bit more luck to it, but very chock full of theme. Picture Perfect, a fantastic game about everyone lining up for a picture. Acropolis, Citadels, and of course, how can we not talk about Can't Stop? And Hey, That's My Fish. Both of those kind of evergreen games. Both of those also have been produced in many, many different ways. Skyrockets in Flight, or just Skyrockets, is a game with timers. A lot of fun for people. And then the Boop series. I don't know how many Boops we're going to put in the library. We have 3. That's probably enough. I mean, it's the same game kind of over and over again, but we'll see what happens. Leaf, which you might not have heard of, but a nice game about connecting leaves together. Dreadful Meadows. If you want a Halloween game, that's a pretty fun one. And then Wandering Tower is very, very popular. Joey's always constantly pulling that one out. Planted, which was a game from Buffalo Games, which has not got enough love. Really, there's a lot of games here that I upgraded and add cool pieces to. Planted has great pieces right out the gate. And 7 Wonders Architects, another fantastic game. Kind of an easier game, obviously, than 7 Wonders, but I think it holds up pretty well. On the next shelf, we have some more funky games that you might not have heard of. Starting over here in the bottom, we have Big Money, which is a game about getting big money and rolling dice. The Wizard Always Wins, which is a really unique game in which you're trying to pull the wizard from a bag, but you're also trying to increase your chances of that happening. Micarinos, which actually feels like a big, giant Euro game in a small box. And Quirkle. Quirkle, of course, they're coming out with a new Quirkle this year, so we'll see if that slides in here. Moon River. This is one of we have the King Domino series here. Moon River, King Domino Origins, King Domino. Queen Domino, I guess, didn't make the cut. Huh. I don't know when I made that decision, but I'm only going to have so many in the library, and those are the 3 we have right now. My Happy Farm is a great game about building very long animals. It's a silly game, but I like it a lot. Parks and Lanterns, both of those. Again, perennial games. This is if you went by how many games have sold from the library, this is the shelf that probably has the best selling games. Happy Pigs, which is a pretty fun economic game about buying and selling pigs. Middle Ages, which is a reprint from last year, which I really like. If you've never played this one, it's close to King Domino because they share a lot of similarities. Then we got some Splendor. We got Marvel Splendor, regular Splendor, and Pokemon Splendor. And all 3 of those get played a lot. Splendor Duel is somewhere else with 2-player games, probably. Flourish, which not a lot of people are playing Flourish these days, but it has a nice theme to it. And then Canvas. Small little unassuming box, but has sold more probably games than almost anything on that shelf. Well, not Corkle and Splendor. Like I said, a lot of very high-selling games. Then on the bottom, we have Zoo Break. You want to play a fun cooperative game with your family. Animals are escaping from a zoo. You need to stop them. Micropolis. This is from Bruno Catala and Charles Chevier about building on an ant colony. Super Motherlode, which is essentially Dig Dug, the deck building game. The Queen's Necklace. Kind of the Three Musketeer theme there. Simple game. One of the first games Days of Wonder ever made, although this is the Simon version. Dollars to Donuts, a tiling game about donuts. 2 of the Mr. Jack series. I decided to just keep Mr. Jack, and I think it's Mr. Jack New York. They're the most popular of that series. Project L. Again, you can see these are the sorts of games that if you want to play games with your family, this would be the first shelf you'd go to. My Shelfie. Another kind of game like Fairy Tale Inn, sort of a Connect 4. Gingerbread House, about building a house to attract children to it. You want to be a good witch. Llama Land, those are both Phil Walker Harding games. There's some similarities between them. Gizmos, which was uber popular at some point, but not as. Foodies is a game that probably won't stay in the library very long. This was a game that was supposed to go up against like Space Base and its ilk, Rolling Dice, but this one just didn't work as well. Love the theme of it, though. Potion Explosion, which pretends to be a board game. It's a board game of what looks to be an app, although they did make an app of it, so now I'm confused. And Survive, the oldest game on the shelf. That's a reprint, but a very classic game about jumping off of an island and surviving. Lots of great games on these shelves. Hard to tell, maybe my favorites. On the top shelf, it would be A Century New World, the 3 games combined. I like that combination. On shelf 2, my favorite one here is probably Reef. I think Reef is a fantastic game. Then on this next shelf here, let's take a look. Lots of really cool games. I think I'll go with Picture Perfect. I enjoy that one a lot. On the 4th shelf down here, there's a lot of good choices. But I think I'm going to jump on with, maybe Happy Pigs. I think Happy Pigs is a really good economic game. And then on the bottom, is it Project L? Of those, I think I like Project L the best. What are your favorites on each shelf? Let me know. I'm Tom Vasel, and this is another shelf in the Dice Tower Library. Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vasel.